When you're physically disabled, you have no limbs at all, what will you do to follow your dream? Let's watch this special report about this gifted athlete by Kun Orawi Tangmisang, and Kyle Maynard has the answer.
Imagine living a life with no arms and legs. It would be both physical and psychological challenges. But let's suppose you have to wrestle or play American football with no limbs. It may sound impossible to many, but for a 25-year-old Kyle Maynard, he overcomes his physical limitation to pursue a career in wrestling. Moreover, he also uses his life to be an example to those who have lost their hopes in life by becoming a motivational speaker.
What got you into wrestling? It sounds very challenging.
It was my dad that first kind of tricked me into coming out to wrestling. I was like a big fan of the fake wrestling on TV, and he told me if I came out to that it'd be just like that. And I came out there, and obviously, the real wrestling is much different. And so it was, it was a big experience. So the real wrestling has taught me a lot about life.
Who's your role model?
Probably my favorite growing up was the Ultimate Warrior.
When you have to fight with an opponent who is bigger than you, what is in your mind, and how are you going to win that match?
It's yeah, I think that's part of it, but I guess for me, I never looked at myself as different. So when I look at somebody else, I don't see them as bigger or more powerful than me. I start in a wrestling match, I would start to look for their weaknesses. I would start to look for where they're off balance. I start to look for places where I could attack.
In 24 hours, what is your routine?
I sleep a lot.
You sleep a lot? For how long do you sleep?
Sometimes, or all the time. Sometimes 24 hours. I don't even know. What? I might sleep the whole day.
Are you serious?
I love my life. There's some periods will go extremely hard, intense. Like sometimes days are going to go and be pretty relaxed. So it kind of depends on what it is. I just try to focus on that every day, making it as good as I possibly can.
What do you do besides wrestling?
I get to my main focus is traveling around the world doing motivational speaking, and so I've had an amazing time doing that, and the response from people has been pretty incredible. But other than that, just kind of a normal person, movies, music, friends, dates, and all that.
So when you talk to people, you have to change different group of people. When you go from one group into another group, how do you plan? What is the subjects in talking to people? The main subject.
Everybody's going to have a different, different challenges that they face. The challenges that kids in school face are different from challenges that people in a corporation would face. It just kind of depends on the group that I'm speaking to, where I can just try to focus in on, what it is that's going to go and impact them the most. That message that I can go and get across to them.
Do you think that your method would work with Thai people, since you have been speaking to the Western people? Do you think that it could work?
Honestly, I think it will be even more effective.
Why?
I think that people here are even more interested than other areas of the world on living a deeper, more passionate life and bettering themselves.
You say everyone has difficulties. How are you going to help them overcome the difficulties?
I try to just dive into learning more about the human mind, about the power of our own spirit, about biochemistry and things on a cellular level, and just try to focus on overcoming these just limitations. And my goal is to make life more worthwhile, and to live deeper every day, to go and climb mountains, to step into cages and fight fights and different things like that, to be able to go and step in front of a group and be able to change people's lives there, to go and live just with more passion every day.
And do you have to train to be a motivational speaker?
Probably should have, but nobody gave me any training, so they just kind of threw me in there to let me see what would happen. I've been doing it for 7 years now, and so my training now is about learning about human beings and just how to, increase like our quality of life and to just every day live deeper and deeper.
And where do you plan to go? Do you want to travel to the beach or anything else?
Yeah, we're gonna go to the beach for a little bit. Gonna go see some Thai boxing, eat a lot of Thai food. I don't know, maybe find a girlfriend somewhere. No. I'm just most excited about learning about Thai people here in the culture, just because the people that I know back at home that are from Thailand are just some of the most amazing, compassionate, caring, loving people in the world. And I don't know, I've really, since we've landed, there's just been this sense of like real deep excitement that just hasn't left me since then.
And so, you're a 25-year-old guy, and are you single? Are you dating anyone right now?
No, single and
Looking for a
yeah,
girlfriend?
that's right.
Aww. So ladies.
Yeah, my mother gave me strict instructions that I wasn't allowed to marry anyone when I was here, so I had to. No, but yeah, that's it. It's a huge part of my life too. I didn't really date at all in high school. I was very insecure with dating, and it's something that really changed a lot. My social life, dating life changed a ton for the better when I just started to really focus on accepting myself and realizing that other people would accept me the same way too. That, understanding that the way that they would see me, initially was something that people might not understand, my life and everything right away, but that my best opportunity to go and show them how I live is just through trying to understand them first.
And where do you plan to go? Do you want to travel to the beach or anything else?
Hang out in Thailand, enjoy this beautiful country. Long-term plan is, it's hard to see because my life has changed so much in the last 7 years. I was a high school student 7 years ago. So it's so hard to see what the future will go and bring, but I don't see limits as to what's capable. And my most important thing right now is just to help other people live that more meaningful life.
Where do you see yourself in the next 20 years?
Well,
How do you see yourself, not what, how do you see yourself?
Hopefully just even happier than today. That's it. And if that's the case, then it will be a good 20 years.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Carl will be speaking at Jai the Moment 2 event on Saturday, June the 4th of 2011 at Scala Theatre in Siam Square. Seat costs 900 baht. Visit worldwideweb.thaiticketmajor.com for more information. อรวีแตงมีแสง ASEAN Newsroom